Welcome back to Forza Horizon 5, and this is the 2024 Corvette E-Ray, and it is finally here in Forza Horizon 5. In today's video, we're gonna jump into this Corvette E-Ray, try it out bone stock, check out all of the customization. Spoiler alert, it has an insane wide body kit, and see if the Corvette E-Ray is any good. However, usually in these videos, we'd start off by jumping into the festival playlist to unlock the new car, but that is not how you unlock this thing. The only way you can get it is by playing the new Forza Motorsport game, which just came out earlier today. You can play it for 5 minutes or 5 hours. It doesn't matter. You can play it on the Xbox or on the PC. It also doesn't matter. All you have to do is boot up the new Forza Motorsport game, and the next time you come back to Forza Horizon 5, the Corvette E-Ray will be waiting for you. I know what some of you guys might be saying. Nick, I don't have an Xbox Series X or S to play Forza Motorsport on. Well, I have good news for you, because you can still get this car with a little bit of a workaround. If you're an Xbox Game Pass subscriber, the new Forza Motorsport will be coming to that on October 10th. So even if you only have an Xbox One, you can still load in and boot up the new Forza Motorsport game via Xbox Cloud Gaming and load into the game, so the next time you come back to Forza Horizon, you'll have the Corvette E-Ray. It's not the best workaround because you still need to have Xbox Game Pass, but it is a workaround, so you don't actually need to go out and buy a new console if you're not planning on upgrading just yet. I probably should have been looking where I was going. Anyways, let's jump into it. This is the brand new Corvette E-Ray, and it is a monster. 650 horsepower, 600 foot-pounds of torque. It does weigh a little bit because it is a hybrid, but we'll talk about that in a second. And it has all-wheel drive. It's crazy. As per usual, this wouldn't be an AR12 video without any fun facts about the Corvette E-Ray. And let's start with the elephant in the room. Yes, this is a hybrid Corvette, not an electric Corvette. We'll ignore the silly name that doesn't actually tell you what it is, but anyways, moving on. There's a whole bunch of firsts for the Corvette E-Ray. Obviously, first and foremost, it's based off the Corvette C8, which is the first Corvette mid-engine car since like the 1950s. This one specifically, since it is an E-Ray, it's the first all-wheel drive Corvette. It is the first hybrid Corvette, and currently it's the quickest Corvette that Chevrolet has ever made. It does 0 to 60 in 2.5 seconds, which is downright scary. Anyways, as some of you might have seen recently, I actually went out to Las Vegas with Forza for the launch party of the new Forza Motorsport game, where I actually got to drive a Corvette C8 around a racetrack, and it was super cool. The story that I've told on some of my Twitch streams a little bit was how growing up, one of my neighbors actually had a Corvette C5, and I'm pretty sure that's the neighbor that started my car addiction. He had a 350Z when I was growing up, and I love that thing, and eventually he got a Corvette C5, and he pulled up to our driveway and he let me sit in the driver's seat. I was probably like, I don't know, 8 years old, maybe 10 years old, something like that. It was the first like fancy car I had ever really sat in, and I'm pretty sure that is the car that started my love for cars. So ever since then, I've always had a soft spot in my heart for these Corvettes. And when I got to drive the C8 recently, it was super, super cool. And this thing was actually there. They actually had a red Corvette E-Ray, which just looks super, super cool. In real life, they're actually reasonably priced, providing you can actually find one for sale and dealers aren't trying to screw you over. I love these things, though. Seriously, what a cool car. I think we need some upgrades, though. There is an absurd wide body kit. It's made by this company, Sigala Designs. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. I've never heard of them before. Swaps out the hood. It swaps out the front bumper. Look at what it does to the side. It actually brings back like that carbon blade on the door. Looks very, very cool. It also adds this really cool quad exhaust on there. That just looks so good. I think for our first build, let's start with an S1 class race car. I think we'll keep it fairly realistic, and then we'll get some more upgrades on it. So our engines, we've got our stock Corvette E-Ray hybrid engine. We can toss in an Audi R8 engine, a 6.5 liter V12, nice. A racing V12, another V12 with 800 horsepower, and another V8 with 850 horsepower. Let's leave the stock engine in, and then we'll toss in some of those other engines a little bit later. I think I'll also leave it all-wheel drive. Actually, making a rear-wheel drive brings our PI up. That's actually going to make us slower. There is no point in doing that. After that, we've got our aero. We can swap out the rear wing. We've got these Corvette rear wings. Very nice. So I'm pretty sure that's like the Corvette C8 like upgrade package, I think. Then we've got nasty Forza aero. There is that crazy Sigala rear wing, and we can even go no rear wing at all. Those are really, really cool. I think we're gonna go a little bit try hard though. Let's go with rally tires. Let's make our tires a little bit wider. 285 in the front, and geez, 345 in the rear bone stock. We can go up to 365. And then here's the things that are really important for us. We can get race suspension on here. Drift suspension looks sick. This could actually be such a good drift car, actually, since it's a hybrid. Hybrids are usually like my best drift cars in Forza Horizon 5. Like, we did super well with the Ferrari SF90 since it's just got insta torque. I wonder if this thing can actually beat it. We'll see. We can get race weight reduction, bring the weight down to 3,100 pounds. And then I think let's go for an exhaust. Let's go for some camshafts and get this thing to the top of S1. 770 horsepower. We are nearly 1,000 pounds lighter than we were before. I think this is going to be insane. Last but not least, let's finish things up with a lovely little paint job. So we've got all of the Corvette colors here. Wow. Let's give the Corvette E-Ray a go. Just look at it compared to the regular Corvette C8. Like, this one is insane. Like, look at it even next to a McLaren. Past the Lexus LFA. Let's gain on this Ferrari. Okay, we're actually racing some big cars this time. Past the Ferrari. Nicely done. Good. Oh my God, we didn't even need to brake for that. Gaining on the Lambo. Like, look at the just handling. The handling is absurd. There is not an ounce of understeer, which you would never expect from a car that weighs this much, has all-wheel drive. I'm not even thinking of braking in there. Just a bit of brake there. In. I didn't even need to brake. I didn't even need to. This Corvette is ridiculous. And the AI is miles behind. I wonder how good it could be as a drag car. I'm going to make the thing bone stock. We're going to take it to the quarter mile, and then we'll come back and crank the thing up with all of the upgrades to make it as fast as we possibly can. Chevy is claiming an estimated 0 to 60 time of 2.5 seconds and a 10.5 second quarter mile time. The fact that this thing almost goes sub 10 seconds in stock form with only 650 horsepower is kind of just insane. Keep going, keep going, keep going. No way. No way. No way. Apparently, Chevrolet estimations are very good. We actually learned this last time, that the wide body actually adds on more drag to your car, so we're not gonna go with a wide body kit. I think the most powerful engine here is gonna be this one, the big V8 engine with 850 horsepower. Oh wow, I didn't actually realize this, but look at all the other body part options there are. So we've got the stock E-Ray option, then we've got the race front bumper, and this one as well. I think honestly though, all of those are actually gonna slow me down a little bit, so I'm just gonna keep the stock front bumper on. 1,350 horsepower, which we round up to 1,400. We are sub 3,000 pounds, 1,400 horsepower. Can we get a sub 8-second quarter mile? That would be insane. I think we're definitely gonna need to tune our gears, so kind of ignore the gear ratios for this first attempt. I think we're gonna aim for like a 4-speed across the line. That was like an 8-second already. That was 8 second. 8 seconds dead. I think we could actually get like a 7.7 or maybe even a 7.6. Honestly, if you put more time into tuning this thing and like really fine tuning it, wow, our gears are still too long. But I think that should be quicker. A 7.7. I think we should go racing now. We've already got all of the horsepower, so let's just go swap on that wide body. That looks so good. It's honestly insane. Then we'll go for that massive rear wing again. It just looks so sick. It really does. And then we can go in, toss on some racing slicks. We are middle of S2. 1,400 horsepower, 3,000 pounds. race car. Fully upgraded Corvette E-Ray. Okay, now we're up against the big boys in this race. Anyways, I've gone for this race since we should have a good idea of how good this car... The Lamborghini has broken down. We should have a good idea for how this car drives in the high-speed corners. Since we got no understeer last time, if it can do it again on this race, that would be super impressive, and it's going to be another easy win. Keep up with this Lambo in front. Keep the draft on. Keep reeling them in. 2 wheels off the track and up the inside. What a beautiful move. Okay, now we're even gaining on this Ferrari in front. How does it have this much grip, and how does it not just understeer everywhere? A little bit of understeer there in 4th gear, trying to turn into the corner. But as soon as the arrow starts to activate around 120 miles an hour, it's insane. How is it this good? This is ridiculous. Yo, look at the G meter in there. Oh my God, the G meter is going to get a workout with this now. This is always the true test of understeer. If it can do these corners without hitting the outside wall, that will be a good sign. So a little bit of brake in there, a little more bit of brake. Wow. Wow, it just turns. I don't understand how this car is this good. The Corvette E-Ray is an absolute monster, and it looks incredible. I love it. Such a good car. One more thing to do. So like I said at the start of this, one of my favorite things to do when we get hybrid cars like this is take them drifting. And that is exactly what we're going to do. So we're going to swap back in our stock engines so we can have that hybrid power, but this time toss some actually, let's go for a supercharger so we got a nicer like power curve. Then I'm gonna go try hard drag tires. I think the only other upgrade I'm gonna need is just drift suspension instead of race suspension, and then fully upgraded on the power. We're gonna make life as difficult as possible for our Corvette E-Ray. We're gonna come out to my favorite drift zone. 240,000 points is my personal best. There is the drift zone. I know this car can do it, but the question is, can I do it? That is the bigger question out here. I know with the right skill issue, one of 2 things are going to happen. Either number 1, we're going to set a new personal best, or number 2, we are going to crash tried. 3rd gear, send it into the corner, big speed, big angle. Come on, Corvette, send it right the way through. Use a little bit of the sand if I have to. Really focus on that angle. Really focus on extending those lines. Extend the lines. Use the speed. Beautiful. A little drop of speed there. Go for more angle. More angle. More angle. Snap it back. No! The wide body kit is fantastic. All of the upgrades are truly awesome. And it is just a fantastic car to drive.